guys, it's Marine. Welcome back to my little English page. So, today we have a very intense lesson. Excuse me. Alright, so I see we have a few students here already. So, hello Sheriff, hello Stroit, Andreas, right? Hello, who else is here? We have Sergi who's here as well. And I see we have a few silent observers as well. Feel free to join us in the comment section. No, it's not the comment section. It's the chat section on the side here. All right, so as I said, today is going to be a very intense lesson. We are going to have a quick review of every single tense in English and their most common uses. And we'll do a little bit of practice at the end. Now, because there is so much content to cover today, I'm going to go over the main uses of those tenses, but I'm going to go fairly quickly. I don't want to go too much into detail and spend more than an hour explaining tenses because it's just going to be a little bit of an overload. So if you are joining us now, not during the live and you're looking for specific tenses, I will add the stamps in the description below when the live is over. That way you can just click directly to the tense that you want to study. And you don't have to go through all of the live, although I strongly encourage you to do so. All right, so let's get started straight away, guys. Up. Okay, so the thing is, in English, you have to differentiate two things when it comes to tenses. There are tenses and there are aspects. So our tenses are, as you know, present, past, and future. And then we have aspects. What are aspects? The aspects are, for example, simple, continuous, also called progressive. So I didn't write anything on how to form the simple aspects because it's very simple. We'll have a look at it later. Now, for continuous tenses in general, you are going to need be and you're going to need a verb plus ing. Then we're going to have a look at the perfect aspect, which includes, so you need have and you need to have a verb in past participle. If you don't know what the past participle is, if you have a regular verb, you're just going to add ed. If it is an irregular verb, it's the third column on the list, okay? And then we are going to have a look at the perfect continuous aspect. Now, to form this particular aspect, you're going to need have. You're going to need be in past participle, and you're going to need a verb plus ing as well, okay? All right, so before we fully move on to the lesson, I just want to make sure that you know that you could become a patron. What? What is that? Well, that's basically you getting me a little cup of coffee at www.coffee.com, and that gives you the title of Patron of the Week. And you also get a big shout out on Saturday morning during our listening practice. So like I said, today we're going to have a look at all the tenses, present, past, and future, and a little bit of practice. Woo woo! Yeah, exciting! I know, you love grammar, don't you? I'm sure you hate grammar, and you don't need to know everything about grammar, that's fine, but you need to be able to be a little bit in control of what you say, so that's why it's important to at least know tenses. Now, like I said, we're going to have a look at all the tenses and all the aspects. Some of the tenses that we're going to have a look at today are not as common or not as commonly used. So don't worry if you're not familiar with them or if you find them really, really difficult to understand and use. It's normal. They're not all that common. All right, guys. So just as Sheriff said, make sure to give the video a big thumbs up, give it a like, and to share it at the end of the lesson. All right, so let's get started straight away with the present simple. So how do we form the present simple? Very easy. Add an S in third person singular. So here are some examples. I eat, you eat, and he eats. All right. Sergi is asking Maureen, do you use mobile or internet or a wire? Well, I'm using the Wi-Fi, but I'm not at home. I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit different. And I think the internet is not the best where I am. So I think the quality is a little bit lower, unfortunately. If it's really, really that bad, I'll still do the live, but I can always do it again if you want something with better quality. So just let me know in the comment section. Alright guys, so present simple. How do we use the present simple? Very easy. The first common use is for habits. For example, I have breakfast at 7 a.m., which means every morning at 7 a.m. I have breakfast. It's a habit. It's something that I do regularly. Okay? Alright. Hey Rory, how are you? Nice to see you here. So nice to see you here. Alright guys, so, sorry, I think I have something stuck in my eye. Maybe a bit of fluff somewhere. Alright, next one. So, the next use of the present simple is for things that are always true. For example, water boils at 100 degrees. Okay? This example is very often used for conditionals as well. If you heat water at 100 degrees, it boils. That's the same idea for something that's always true, scientific facts, same idea. Okay? Whoop, I'm in the middle. And then the next, hey Wilson, how are you? Nice to see you. Okay, then we are going to have something else, which is permanent situations. Permanent situations. So for me, an example that could work is I live in Seville. Now I know you're going to tell me, but are you always going to live in Seville? No, but it's a pretty permanent situation. It might change, sure, but probably not. So that's why we're going to use it in present simple, okay? Why have you eaten? You've tried frog's legs. Wilson, did you like it? Because we talked about that in the previous live, didn't we? Okay. And then the last one. This one might surprise you a little bit. It actually expresses the future before timetables or schedules or fixed events. For example, the bus leaves at 5 p.m. It doesn't mean right now, it's not in the present, it's later during the day at 5 p.m. But we are going to use the present simple to express that. Okay? Good. Like I said, I'm going to go fairly quickly through everything. Feel free to let me know in the comment section if there's something that you want me to explain again, or to leave it as an actual comment down below and I can actually make a whole other lesson on that. Just let me know, guys. That's all you have to do. Let me know. Okay. All right, so Sergi say it's readable and the sound is fine. Okay, good. All right. I walk Winston every day. Absolutely, Sheriff. I live in Seville. Marine walks cat. She walks her dog. I don't have a cat. Winston's not a cat. He looks like a dog. Come on, Wilson. All right. So this is it for the present simple. Let's move on to the present continuous. Now, as I said earlier, I call it the present continuous, but you might see it somewhere called the present progressive. Continuous, progressive, it's the same, okay? Hi Lolly, nice to see you. How are you? Okay, so the uses of, well, first, how do we form the present continuous? So, we're going to need the auxiliary be, and because it's a present tense, we're going to use it in present simple. And then we're going to add the main verb in ing. For example, I am eating, you are eating, she is eating. I am drinking. Not coffee today, guys. Hey Khalid, how are you? So I see some of you guys are asking about yesterday's live. Yes, so I had scheduled this one for yesterday. I was feeling a little bit under the weather. I'm still feeling a bit tired today, but I'm much better today, which is why I moved it to today. But just so you know, the live tomorrow, the listening live is absolutely on tomorrow. So that is not going to change at all. Okay, guys? All right, so now let's have a look at the uses of the present continuous. If you know any, write them down in the comment section, of course. So the first one, the most common one is, how did I spell it? Yeah, I spelled it correctly. Unfinished actions happening now, okay? For example, I am teaching right now, okay? So action, so unfinished actions or actions in progress. That would be another way of saying it. Exactly, Wilson. Marine is drinking water. Marine is gossiping. Wilson's going to describe every single action I'm doing right now. Good, that's good practice for you. Absolutely fine doing that. Then the next use, guys, of the present continuous is going to be for temporary situations. So here's my example. I said, I'm staying at a hotel until the renovations are done. So until the renovations are done is obviously letting you know that it is temporary. But if in a conversation we're talking about something and I just say I'm staying at a hotel, I'm indicating that this is not permanent. This is temporary. Good? Good. Very good, Anna. Great example. I'm watching Marine's live stream. Absolutely. Fantastic. Very good. Then, this one I think is going to surprise you guys. It is annoying habits. So we said earlier that we use the present simple for habits. But now we're talking about annoying habits, okay? Annoying, if you're not sure, is a little bit less than... If something annoys you, it's not quite angry, but it irritates you. So yes, Anna Rita, good correction. So for example, he's always listening to loud music. It's annoying. I can't sleep at night because he's always listening to loud music. Okay? Here the ing, the continuous aspect of the tense is really emphasizing that it's annoying. Ugh. Okay, good. And then we have another one, which is, that's another surprising one, another time where we can use a present tense to express future. It is definite future plans. So let's say I have booked a ticket. I have a ticket, I bought a ticket, a plane ticket. That was tricky. So I bought a plane ticket and the plane is supposed to leave tomorrow, right? The plane will leave tomorrow. I just said will. That's not correct. I should say that sorry, I'm confusing you guys. I'm trying not to use the tense, but I have to use it. So I should say, I'm flying to Madrid tomorrow. It is a present continuous, but it expresses plans. Things that are pretty much let's not say 100% because the future can always change, but something that is 90% sure to happen, okay? So I'm flying to Madrid tomorrow. If I have made plans to see my friends tonight and to go to the restaurant, I could say I'm having dinner with my friends tonight, okay? So I want to see if you guys can use this last one, the present continuous, to express future plans, okay? So I'll give you a second to think about that. He's always laughing at me. Good one. So Sergi, you are studying now. Absolutely, very good. Okay, so come on. Give me an example like the last one down below, okay? Using the present continuous to express future plans. Plans that are almost 100% sure going to happen. Can you do that? Are you able to do that? I think you can. I think you can. Come on. So I'll give you a few more seconds. In case you're new, guys, and you don't know, there is a slight delay between the moment you send the comment and the moment I receive it. So that's why sometimes I'm waiting for your answers. But Marine, I read my comment. It's okay. It takes a little bit of time. But I'm not giving up. You can give me an example, guys. Come on, you can do it. Come on. So like I said, I'm meeting my friends tonight. I'm having dinner with my friends tonight. I'm going to the I don't want to use going to because that one can confuse you. I'm shopping with my friends tomorrow morning. Okay, Anna, very good. I'm playing tennis tomorrow. So in this case, it means that you have already made all of the arrangements and it's almost sure that it's going to happen. Okay? Good. Fantastic. So now let's move on to the next tense. We're going to move on to a perfect tense now, the present perfect. Okay, English Vibes, that works. They're going to Spain this week. So I'm purposely trying not to use going to because it can also be used differently to express the future, but it's not quite the same. But that's okay. Those sentences, those examples, Khalid, your example is great as well. Those examples are good. But be aware that be going to can also be used slightly differently. Okay? All right, so present perfect now. How do we form the present perfect? We are going to use the auxiliary have again in present simple because we're forming a present tense. And then we're going to use the verb in past participle. Let me remind you one more time what the past participle is. If you have a regular verb, it is just a verb in ed. If it is an irregular verb and you have learned, the list of irregular verbs, it is the third column, okay? That is the third column. Those are past participle, okay? We're leaving for Rome next week, okay? I'm going on holidays in 2 days, okay. Wilson, you're saying it's really hard to choose a live video. What do you mean? Let me know. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Is there other lives going on at the same time? Maybe. I'm curious. Let me know, okay? All right, so let's have a look at some examples. I have danced. You have listened. Okay, so my first two examples here are regular verbs, so they just have ed for the past participle. And the third example here uses an irregular verb. He has seen. Okay? Good. Now, let's have a look at the first use. The first use is going to be for news or recent events. Okay? For example, the president has given a speech. Okay? So it happened recently. It's recent news, so I can use the present perfect. Now, we are also going to use it for unfinished actions in the present, but that started in the past. For example, I have studied Italian for 3 weeks. So I started 3 weeks ago, but I'm still continuing, okay? It's not stopped. It hasn't stopped yet, okay? All right. Then we have life experience. So this particular one, guys, is going to be used most of the time with adverbs of frequency, like never, always, ever, okay? For example, I have never been to Japan. This is part of my life experience. I have always liked ice cream. This is my life experience as well, okay? Anna Rita, very good. This is a question. Have you ever been to Italy? Which the question is correct. And if it's a real question, yes, I have been to Italy. I've been to Rome. I've been to the hill of the Italian boot, Le Puglie. That's what it's called in Italian. And I've gone to Sicily as well. So I've visited Italy a few times. It's wonderful. All right, guys. So feel free to leave your examples now for a bit of practice. But those are the main 3 uses that we're going to see for the present perfect. Have you ever been to Canada? That's a great example, Lolly, a great example. But no, I have not been to Canada. Good. All right, so Jonathan is also going live at the moment. All right. Hi, Pella. How are you? Yeah, I know. The Thursday 4 o'clock schedule time slot thing is much better. And next week we will go back to a regular Thursday live. Don't worry, guys. But like I said, I was not feeling great yesterday. So that's why I had to move it to today. So sorry and thank you for understanding, guys. Okay, so let's have a look at the last tense in the present category, okay? So we're going to have a look now at the present perfect continuous. So, how do we form it? We use the auxiliary have again in present simple. Then we're going to use been and then the main verb in ing. For example, I have been dancing, you have been listening, they have been singing, for example. Okay, I see some good examples here as well, guys, from the present perfect. Theresa May has given up. Gave would be the past simple. You need the past participle. She has given up. Good. She has broken her leg. Yeah, if it's happened recently, it's recent news. Okay, good. I have worked with Richard. Okay, that works. Good job, guys. So, let's have a look now at the uses of the present perfect continuous. Okay, the first one is for temporary situations. For example, what did I do here, guys? Did I forget to change that? I think I forgot to change that. This is incorrect. I have all my notes, but I didn't do it right because I'm not home. Damn it. Okay. Sorry, wrong one. Okay, now we're good. Alright, so yes, this is incorrect. Let me change that, guys. Sorry. Oh, no, it's correct. It's correct. It's just the example that's incorrect. So, I have been staying in a hotel. Okay. So this is quite similar to another one that we saw earlier, which was for the present continuous, okay? I've been staying in a hotel. It means that it started in the past, but it is still happening now, and it is a temporary situation, okay? All right, and then we are going to use it as well for unfinished action started in the past. So, for example, am I using the same example again? Yes, the example is incorrect. Damn it. Sorry, guys. I have been studying Italian for 3 weeks, okay? So, let me just show you here with the difference here. Because we said, I have studied Italian for 3 weeks. And here we're saying, I have been studying Italian for 3 weeks. What's the difference? Well, when you're using the continuous, you're focusing on the fact that it lasted. You're not focusing on the action, like in perfect tense. In perfect continuous, in this case, you're focusing on how long it lasted. That is what is important in this case, okay? All right, so let's see some of your examples. Okay, so I've been watching your videos for 3 years. Absolutely, very good. I've been waiting for them at the airport for an hour. For example, I've been learning English for many years. Very good, guys. Those are very, very good examples. Perfect. Okay? Good. So, yeah, I had mixed up the present perfect and the present continuous. I'm sorry. I mixed it up when I created the slides. Bad teacher. Okay, so let's move on now to the past. So we've seen the present simple, the present continuous, the present perfect, and the present perfect continuous. Now, let's move on to our past tenses. First one, past simple. Easy peasy. How do we form it? We just add ed at the end. That's it. No biggie. All right. For example, I danced, you listened, you watched. Now, if it is an irregular verb, in this case, it is the second column, okay? The second column of the irregular verbs list. Good. So, the first use of the past simple is for finished actions. Something that started in the past, finished in the past. There is no connection to the present. For example, I did my homework yesterday. Yesterday is finished, the action is finished, everything's finished, okay? Okay, so I've been learning English for many years. Sergi, you said, Sharif, why to Italy and not in Italy? I can't remember. I think I corrected it. When you use be in a perfect tense, you're not going to say be in. So right now I am in Spain, but I've been to Italy. Okay? Good. Lolly, I haven't been reading an email in English. That sounds a little bit odd, Lolly. Maybe it's because we need a bit more context. This one sounds a little bit odd. Okay? I've been working for 2 hours. Works perfectly well. Okay? No problem. All right. Then, actions in stories are also going to be described or explained in past simple. For example, Mr. Bean stuck his head in the turkey. Do you know who Mr. Bean is? If you don't, you should. He's a very, very famous British comedian, but a silent one. Everything happens through actions. So I'm just describing something about the story. He stuck his head in the turkey. Okay? Good. Then the next one is going to be... What did I write here? I put life experience again. I didn't change that. Gosh. Finished actions. Told you, I was sick a little bit yesterday. I think I've messed up a lot of things, guys. Okay, yeah, well, we'll stop here for the past simple. Those are the 2 main ones. There's a few more, but we'll stop here for those ones today, okay? All right, I think I'm going to have to reteach this lesson. I think so. Let's move on to the past continuous. How to form the past continuous? Easy. It's going to be the same structure as for the present continuous. The only thing is the auxiliary is now conjugated in past simple, okay? For example, I was dancing, you were swimming, he was listening, okay? Good. So, the first reason to use the past continuous is for the story background or descriptions, okay? He was wearing a blue jacket. The moon was shining, the birds were singing, and everybody was happy, okay? So, most descriptions are going to be in present continuous, okay? Past continuous. While actions in a story will be in past simple, okay? Then you can also use the past continuous for overlapping actions, okay? And it's usually used with another tense at the same time, which is the past simple. For example, she was singing la 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 when she heard the phone ring, okay? So the continuous action is interrupted by the past action, the past simple action, okay? She was singing when she heard the phone call. She was singing when she heard the phone call. Next, we are going to use it for emphasis on the length of the action, okay? He was dancing all night. So as you can see, we also need a little bit more information than just the tense, which is why here I added all night, okay? He was dancing all night long, works as well. Okay? Good. Let's move on to the next one, which is now going to be the past perfect. Past perfect. These tenses are getting a little bit more complicated. So, how do we form the past perfect? Very easy. We use the auxiliary have in past simple this time with the verb in past participle as well. Okay? For example, I have danced, you have sung, she has heard, they have done, we have studied. That's a bunch of other examples. Now, there's one main use for the past perfect, and you're going to use the past perfect with a past simple as well. So, why? Because it's an action that happens before another action in the past. So you need another past point of reference. That other past point of reference is going to be in past simple. For example, he had already prepared, that's my tense, he had already prepared dinner when she arrived. So if this is time, this is the present, okay? This is when the dinner was prepared. This is when the person arrived, okay? So both actions happened in the past, but one is more past than the other, okay? Good. All right. That one was all right. No problems in the slides. Stuff happens. It's live. It's, it happens. All right, so let's move on to our next tense, the past perfect continuous. The past perfect continuous. Again, not a tense that is that common or that used. How do we form it? Very similar. Have in past simple again, then been and the verb in past, the verb in ing. Okay? For example, I had been dancing, you had been swimming, they had been watching, we had been studying, okay? Good. So, when do we use it? We use it for actions in the past that lasted until a certain point in the past. So, the difference between the past perfect and the past perfect continuous. The past perfect, okay, which was an action in the past that happened before another action, it was an action that happened at one moment. Now this, the past perfect continuous, is about something that happened over a period of time until a certain time in the past, okay? Good. So my example here was, I had been watching TV for hours when I heard a strange noise. So it's an action that was in progress in the past, okay? And then it was interrupted by the past simple, which was, I heard a strange noise. Now this is a little bit more complicated, so I want to give you a little bit of time, guys. I want to give you some time to actually give me an example for this one, because this is a little bit trickier. Okay? So think about two things that happened in the past, one that was happening, and then something that stops it. Okay? So I'll give you another example. I had been swimming for an hour when I realized that I was completely sunburned. So I was swimming. Realize I'm burnt. Okay? That's basically how it works. Is an action in progress and then something stops it in the past. Okay? So when I arrived, she had already gone. So that's very good for the past perfect. English vibes, very good. Then Lolly said, I was doing my homework when my friend came over. Okay, past continuous. Okay, works. Very good. I was listening to Maureen when the phone rang. That was another great example, Lolly. Okay, so for this one now, past perfect continuous. This is a lot more difficult than other things, okay? So if you find it challenging, don't worry. Let me know if you want me to do a more detailed lesson on this particular tense, or maybe the past perfect as well, because they are similar, okay? But remember, past perfect, it refers to a finished action that happened before another past action, while the past perfect continuous refers to an action in progress in the past, interrupted by another past action. Okay? Yes, my brain. Okay. Alright, so yeah, there's that little delay. That wonderful delay. Faster than the other. What is faster? Am I going faster now? Yes, I said I wasn't going to spend as much time on every slide because otherwise the live is going to take 5 hours. We could spend hours and hours and hours on this, but that's why I wanted to kind of quickly review instead of really teach in detail, okay? So, come on guys, give me an example. They had been watching TV for hours when the electricity went out. Horrible news, horrible news. Another one. The cake had been baking for an hour when it started to smell burnt, for example. Okay, alright, so I don't see any examples for this one. Is it because you're struggling, guys? Or is it because the comments are taking forever to arrive? It could be because my my connection is slower than usual. So Lolly said, when I arrived at home, I noticed that my mom had cleaned up my bedroom. That's good with the past perfect, but that's not a past perfect continuous. If I want to change that, your sentence, Lolly, I could say, my mom had been cleaning my room all morning when I arrived at home. That would be an example using the past perfect continuous, okay? I had been running when a dog barked at me. That was good, Anna Rita. Good, very good. Very good, fantastic. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the future. Woo! That one's easy. I think you'll be okay with the future. It's not too bad. Okay, so future simple is our first tense. How do we form it? It's super easy. We're going to use will and the base verb. So I've added, for those of you who don't know what the base verb, it's the infinitive without to. In English, the infinitive is to, okay? To eat, to dance, to study, to go. And the base verb is just go, study, learn, watch, okay? No to. All right. Oh, I see more examples. I had been reading the newspapers when suddenly I saw her shadow passing by the cafe. Okay. She had been working there for 4 years before she applied for the new job. Very good. I was running when a dog barked at me. That works as well, Anna Rita. Yes, that works as well. Absolutely. Okay. If you say I had been running, and that's why it's better to add an amount of time. I had been running for an hour, because when you use the past perfect continuous, you're emphasizing on how long something lasted, okay? Whereas here with the past continuous, is just the action really that matters, okay? Good. So now, sorry, examples of the future simple, easy. I will dance, I will go, I will study, I will swim, I will eat, I will paint, I will draw. You can do everything you want. It doesn't matter. So, the most common use for will is for predictions. For example, in 2050, cars will fly. When I am old, I will have many grandchildren. Okay? Just a little extra here, guys. Did you hear I said when I am old? That's because some prepositions like when, after, before they are followed by a present simple, okay? This is not a strange tense, it's just because of that when. Good, so that was my first use to express predictions. Now, another very common use is for instant decisions. Very often in a bar, okay, or in a restaurant, you're looking at the menu like, oh, and the waiter just comes out. What would you like? I'll just have a coffee, please. Okay, you can use a future simple to express an instant decision. Okay, so I think that's exactly the example I had. I'll have a latte, please. Okay, you make a decision right now. Good? Good. Then my next one is going to be for promises. Promises. I will call you when I get home. I will do it. It's a promise. Okay? So yeah, these ones are fairly easy. You're usually pretty comfortable using the future simple. So I'm going to move on and have a look at the next one. Okay? Ooh, Sergi, you're saying in 2100, all cars will run on nuclear power. Very good. If it rains, we will not be able to go running. Okay. All right. So Lolly, you had one from the previous tense. I had been reading an English book when I heard the phone. Okay. Remember though, it's quite common and I strongly encourage you to use an amount of time when you use the past perfect continuous as well. So I had been reading an English book for 5 minutes when I heard the phone. Maureen was teaching us, okay, that's a past continuous, okay, was teaching us how to conjugate when Winston entered the room. Yes, well, Winston's not here, he's at home. He's with Aaron, so he's okay. All right, guys, so we have some good examples. Let's move on to the future continuous. So, how are we going to form the future continuous? Because we have will already. We already have an auxiliary. And with the future continuous, with continuous aspect, we also need to add be. Right? Yes. So, hey! Hi, Rob! How are you? Nice to see you! Guys, this is Rob from Rad English, another wonderful online teacher. Make sure you go check out his channel. He has a wonderful channel. That's a wonderful prediction, Rob. In 2020, my little English page will have 1 million subscribers. Oh, stop it! You're gonna make me blush. I would love it. All right. So only one typing, you will expect YouTube to be more HD in the future. Good, why not? Now, my particular live is not HD today because I'm not at home and the connection is not great. Usually the quality is better if that's what you mean, okay? All right, so how do we form the future continuous? Like I said, if it's a continuous tense, we're going to need be and we're going to need ing somewhere. So, first, we're going to put will. Then we're going to use be as is. We don't conjugate it. And then we're going to use the verb in ing, the main verb in ing. Okay? For example, I will be dancing. I will be swimming. He will be eating. They will be studying. Okay? Good. All right. So, first use is for events in progress in the future. For example, by that time. So many mistakes in my slides today, guys. That's not right. Okay, so by that time tomorrow, I will be flying to Mexico. So I'm saying that at a specific time in the future, this action will be in progress. It will be happening. Okay? Good. And next one is predictions about the present. What? What are you talking about, Maureen? So it's not the most common use of that tense, but it is one of the uses. For example, I think she'll be making dinner now. Okay, so I'm talking with my friend and he's asking me about, I don't know, my mother, how my mother is. I'm saying, oh yeah, she's good, she's at home. She'll be making dinner now probably. Okay, I'm saying I predict that she is making dinner at this particular moment. Okay, kind of like a guess, a prediction. Good? Okay, fantabulous. Even when I'm tired, I'm crazy, guys. All right, next tense. We've done future simple, future continuous. What's next? Future perfect. All right, so we said that for continuous aspects, we needed be and we needed ing. Now, if we're going to form a perfect aspect, we're going to need have at some point, and we're going to need a past participle at some point as well. Let's see where we see those. So first, of course, will, automatic. If it's a future, we need will. Then we're going to add have as is. We don't conjugate it, okay? After will, we're not going to conjugate it. And then we have our main verb in past participle, okay? All right, for example, mistake. It's a D here. I will have danced. You will have done. They will have studied. We will have eaten. Okay? Good. Now, all right, I see a great example for the future continuous from English Vibes. At 3 o'clock tomorrow morning, we will be playing tennis. Fantastic. Very good. Yes, he'll be watching TV now. It sounds odd out of context to use the future continuous for present predictions, but in context, it makes a lot more sense, okay? But that was a great example, English Vibes. Well done. Well done. Okay, so here, guys, for the future perfect, I have one use. Again, I'm focusing on the most common ones. There might be more, okay? But we're focusing on the main ones. So this one is going to be for actions finished before a certain point in the future. So now we're talking about two things that happened in the future, but one happened before, okay? For example, by 5:30 p.m., we will have finished the lesson, okay? So 5:30 p.m. is in the future, but finishing the lesson is also in the future, yet it happens before, okay? Another example, so it's common to use it with that by, okay? So by this time tomorrow, I will have taught 2 different lives, for example. All right, English Vibes, you have another example. By this time next year, not in 1 year. By this time next year, our English will have, you would say will have improved. If you say will have been improved, that would be a passive voice, okay? I will be speaking English one day, okay? We will be streaming in a minute. Very good. That's a great example, Sheriff. Very good. We will be streaming in a minute. Perfect. Papa English, so Papa Teach Me uses the future continuous to mean the present. So it's easier to remember. Yeah, exactly. So that's just the previous one that I used. Exactly. Okay, very good. You will be teaching English next Friday. Okay. All right. Good. Your friend suggested Papa E. Are you sure it's Papa E or Papa English or Papa Teach Me, guys? Because I know Papa Teach Me. He's wonderful. Ali is great. He's fantastic. But I don't know about Papa English. I think it's Papa Teach Me. I think. We will finish our lesson at... Okay, very good. Very good. All right. So, let's move on to the next tense. The last tense today. So now, guys, we have a future perfect and continuous. So remember, if it's a perfect tense, I need have and I need some kind of past participle. Now, if it's continuous, I need be and I need some kind of ing as well. So So let's see how we combine all of that. So first we have will, of course. Then we have, then been. Now been is a verb in past participle. It's be in past participle. And then we have verb plus ing. So we have all the elements that we need for a perfect and for a continuous tense. Okay? Now, let's see how we form this tense. Well, some examples. I will have been dancing. Complicated, huh? I know, it's a little bit tricky. But again, those very long tenses are not as common. They look weird, but they are right though. It's strange, but it's correct. Okay? Alright, so before I have a look at some of the uses here, I want to look at your examples, guys, because I see that English Vibes is writing a few. At 4 o'clock tomorrow, we will have already studied for exams. Very good. Yeah, it's Papa Teach Me. Okay, good. And then only one typing. You're saying by 2030, we will be on Mars. Very good. So that is the the future simple for predictions. Very good. Fantastic, guys. Lovely. Okay, so I have one use for the future perfect continuous. It is actions in progress up to a certain point in the future. What? But that sounds the same as this one's, right? No. Here for future perfect, it was actions that were finished, okay? Specific actions. Now we're talking about something in progress, okay? For example, when the live ends, I will have been teaching for an hour, okay? So if this is time, no, this side. This is the end of the live, and this is, wait, where are my fingers? I don't know. This is the end of the live. This is now, okay? Well, maybe this whole time here, I'm teaching. Does that make sense if I show you with my hands? I usually draw on the board. It makes it easier. But as you can see, I'm not at home, so I don't have my board. Okay, but there's a specific moment in the future, and you're talking about something that happens up until that moment in the future. Okay? All right. Hello, Alexander. Nice to see you. Okay, we will have been studying English for 1 hour at 5:35. Very good, Sergi. Sheriff, can you specify what exactly you want me to re-explain? What are the second action? Well, it's not that, okay, I know why you might be confused by a second action. It's not really an action. It's like, in this case, it's an event. The end of a live is an event, okay? And then there's the action of teaching, okay? So up to that event, okay, the action started here, and up to here, up to that moment in the future, which is the end of the live, this whole action is in progress. I hope that's what you meant, Sheriff, and that was a little bit clearer, okay? By tomorrow, I will have finished my homework. Very good. At 6 o'clock this evening, we will have been running for 4 hours. Wonderful. Very good. Very good, guys. Okay, so I've prepared, I think, 5 sentences with a few gaps for you to fill in. Let's have a look. Okay. So I've put them all there because I want you to be able to answer the one that you feel more comfortable with. For example, for the second sentence, the verbs are already in order. All you have to do is conjugate, okay? So I'm going to read the sentences to give you a second to think about it and fill in the blanks. I haven't been too harsh here. The tenses are not too difficult. You should be all right. So the first one we have, we TV when it started to rain. Look, it so we can't to the beach. Damn it. They their friends every year since 2001. Little thing, guys, you can say 2001, but don't say 21. That's not the same date, okay? I for my friend for 2 hours. And then he anything from her. Her, little typo here. In a long time. All right, so what do you think? How are we going to complete those gaps? Fill in those gaps. We need to conjugate the tenses. Hello, maybe we. How are you? I see you're late, but it's okay. You can go back and watch it again, okay? Don't worry, and you can join our practice. All right. So, what about the first one, guys? So, the first one, we have something that is happening, maybe, and then when it started to rain. So, maybe when it started to rain, interrupted what was happening before. So, what tense should we use for the first bit? Do you know? I'll let you think, guys. I need a waiting music. Maybe I should get the Jeopardy music. Do, 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 do. Okay, very good, Sergi. Ooh, sorry, I retract that. Not very good, Sergi. There's a little mistake. We was... No, we were. We were watching TV when it started to rain. Very good. So, the watching was in process. We were watching TV. And then it started to rain. That interrupts the action. Okay? Good. Anna Rita is writing some examples still. So, you have tomorrow at this time. I will have been eating lunch. Tomorrow at this time, I will have been eating lunch. This sounds a bit odd as well, Anna Rita. Tomorrow, so at this time tomorrow, first, at this time tomorrow, I will have been eating lunch for an hour. You need to add that amount of time for it to sound right. Otherwise, it just sounds a bit strange, a bit odd. Okay? Good. All right. I've got an itchy nose. Okay, they visit their friends every year since 2001. Very good. Why? Because it's every year. So it is a habit. Present for habits. Remember that, okay? I've corrected so many writings this week, and there were so many mistakes with the present simple. No, you need to control that tense. This is the most basic tense. You need to memorize that. If it's a habit, it's a present simple. Okay? Yes, Marine. Good. Okay. All right. So yes, we're watching. So Lolly, be careful. If you see when it started to rain, that indicated that the whole sentence had to be in past. Okay? All right. So Sheriff is giving us the next one. It's raining. So look, it's raining. So we can't go to the beach. Very good. Okay. It's raining. So we can't go to the beach. Okay. Here, go. You didn't really have to think about it because it's after the modal verb can. And after those verbs, you have a verb in infinitive without to, which, if you can remember, is the base verb. So good. All right. Ooh, English vibes. You've given us all the answers as well. Okay, so you say, we were watching TV. Look, it's raining. They have not visited. Good. They have not visited their friend. Okay, why did you put it in negative? Because you've changed my sentence a little bit, so it's not working anymore. Because you said they have not visited their friend. The thing is, look at what I said. There's every year. Every year. So think about that one again. What about next ones? Okay. The last one, okay. He hasn't. Okay, I thought you had a spelling mistake. He hasn't heard anything from her in a long time. Very good. And then, I've been waiting for my friend for 2 hours. Okay, so for the fourth one, guys, I would accept more than one option because we don't have enough context. So I could say so the first correct option, I guess, the first instinct, because there's 4, is to go with a present perfect or present perfect continuous. I have been waiting for my friend for 2 hours. That is the first way of doing it, okay? But you could also say, I have been waiting for my friend, or I waited, okay? But the meaning is slightly different. If I say, I have been waiting for my friend for 2 hours, I'm still waiting. If I say, I waited for my friends for 2 hours, ain't waiting no more. Maybe I'm telling the story, okay? I'm on the phone. Yeah, Aaron, no, I'm so upset. I mean, I waited for them for 2 hours, okay? So it's completely finished. It's not related to the present anymore. So that's why both here would be accepted. Hey, Will, nice to see you. How are you? Will is in the house, guys. Say hello to Teacher Will. All right, so what about the visit one? Exactly, Khalil Toomey. Very good. They have been visiting their friends every year since 2001. Good job, guys. Fantabulous. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we're pretty much reaching the end of today's lesson. Let's see. Yes, welcome, as Teacher Will. All right, guys. So we've reached the end of the lesson today. Like I said, the connection was a bit bad, I think. There were mistakes on my slides, and I'm still a little bit under the weather, but much better. So today is not, I don't think it was my best live ever. We still reviewed a lot of content, so that's really good. But if you'd like me to redo this live at another time, either on YouTube or maybe on Facebook, just let me know. That is absolutely fine. Next week, I have a much lighter week. I've just been completely, this week of just teaching, and that doesn't include preparation and prep, and prep and preparation is the same, but that doesn't include correcting writings and prep. I taught for over 35 hours this week, so that's why I'm just dead. I'm an empty battery today. So sorry if you did notice a difference. If not, well, I'm glad you enjoyed the live. I had fun too. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Now, as you know, you could become the patron of the week, right? That would be cool to be that. Because what? Because you get a shout out on YouTube. And when is that? It's tomorrow. Tomorrow for the live, the listening live. And again, we have a wonderful guest teacher, like every week. Yes. So to become a patron, guys, you can just grab me a little, it's not coffee today, it's water, but you can get me a little cup of coffee at www.coffee.com. And on top of getting a shout out on YouTube, you get a little shout out on Instagram as well. And very important, you get my undying love and gratitude, which is worth millions. Yes, it is. All right, guys. So as you know, tomorrow, next live is tomorrow, is listening, and it is at 11 a.m. GMT +2, the usual. And this time we have another male. Is it a Yes, it's a male teacher. Yes, yes, yes. We have a male teacher tomorrow. All right, guys. Let's see. Yes, so thank you for mentioning that, Khalil. Because it's been an absolutely crazy week, on top of me being completely overworked, my SD card is dead again. Yeah. So basically, I actually edited a whole video, which one was it? I can't even remember, but if you saw my Instagram story the other day, 2 days ago, you saw a little bit of me singing. I was editing a video, it was going perfectly fine, and then it broke yesterday. I don't know what happened. I went to a shop and they tried to format the SD card, still not working. So I will be doing all of that tomorrow. But yeah, sorry about that, Khalil. It will be, I will have to refilm tomorrow, and then the video will come out on Sunday, hopefully, if not on Monday. And I apologize for that. Like I said, it's been a mental week. All right, so let's see. Okay, so now it's a season for IELTS. Do you mean IELTS preparation, Sergi? I'm not. So be careful, Sheriff. Tanya is a girl. I said we have a male guest. Can I tell you more? I don't think you know that guest. I don't think you know him. I'm really excited to introduce him to you. I think you're really going to appreciate all of his content as well, because he's got a really cool YouTube channel. I'm going to be working on setting all of that up later, guys. So hopefully the link will be available at some point later today. If not, it will be there in the morning, but I'm going to try to get it done for today, okay? But yeah, male teacher with an American accent, so that's interesting. Okay, we're switching again. We've been doing a lot of British accent, and tomorrow we're doing American again. All right, guys? So thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I appreciate you being here every single week. I appreciate you participating so much as well. And I appreciate you just, being here full of motivation and wanting to learn. That's the most important thing, okay? All right, guys. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, keep on learning. Bye-bye. So guys, if you are curious and you want to hear me speak French, my native language, make sure to check the video that I released last week on how to pronounce the alphabet.